Okay, welcome everybody to this month's webinar on how to leverage marketing automation to triple your conversions. And we're gearing this specifically for the landscape, hardscape, outdoor living industry. If I haven't met you before, my name is Josh Blakely. I am the owner and founder of Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. And today we're going to dive into an area of marketing which is not often talked about, but can have such a substantial impact in your business. And you tweak some things, you get some systems in place here, and the current inquiries, the current leads that you're getting in your business, this can skyrocket your conversions. And really, at the end of the day, if you're able to make more money without having to pay more advertising costs, and have it automated so you're not physically going to have to be thinking through in your brain, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Then it is a complete win for your business. So to start off with, I just want to highlight that there is tremendous potential here in most businesses. I speak to landscape contractors every single day and get to know what's happening in their business. And this step takes a little bit to dive into and see what they're doing. But in most cases, I'm seeing that there are businesses leaving so much money on the table with this. So this webinar is all about that, all about what you can be checking to put in place in your business to do an audit of what you're doing currently. And then at the end, I'm going to show you some of the things that we're seeing in the industry, cutting edge things, a lot of it around AI and using AI to your advantage to help automate things even more. So really looking forward to this. Let's dive straight in. So firstly, this model of automation is part of what we call our accelerated growth model for landscape and hardscape contractors. And we have these components here of the growth model. Number one, we got to drive leads to your business. Number two, we got to maximize the conversion and then optimizing the results. So really this webinar, we're sitting right in that middle of the process side of things, of making sure that the automations in place here are really going to maximize what you have coming into your business. And once you can do that, then you can do the optimization stages. So here it is. Here's the breakdown. This growth roadmap really focuses on in these 9 key areas. And you can see maximize conversion, the automation component, is that key part that we're going to dive into today. And we cover these. I go into these each month, and usually we're focusing on one particular element of this growth roadmap. There it is. Now, this forms part of what we call the digital dominance method. So in terms of online marketing, if you want to really just dominate your area, dominate the services that you're offering, then building out these parts of the digital dominance method is key. And maybe you have only just one component running so far, and maybe you've tried some that they haven't worked. Maybe you had someone who was managing them that just wasn't doing the right job, or maybe you're just trying to do it all yourself. And you just didn't have time to do that. The automations component is really going to help whatever of these strategies that you have in place or whatever you've tried in the past. If automation was there, then the that likelihood is really high that it would have actually helped close more business for you. So let's get into some more of the details of this. So I'm going to be showing you how things work here and why it's important. But before we get into that, just a little bit about myself. Our business here, Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing, we're focused on the outdoor living construction industry. And we're in this industry to make sure our clients are really just generating high return on investment for what they're paying us. We want to work with people long term, and to do that, if everyone's making money and the advertising money you're putting into things is giving you a multiples of return, then it's going to work for you as well. So we're a proud member of the California Landscape Contractors Association. As an agency, we're a proud member of Seven Figure Agency, which is a mastermind program specifically geared for agencies to do the best, look after their clients, and grow that way. So we're actively growing and getting that mentoring and support ourselves. And our focus is to make sure that you're making more money at the end of the day so that you could be doing the things that you really love doing while your business functions without you having to be stuck inside of it, working inside the business. Here are a few of our valued clients across the US. We're working from companies all the way from West Coast to the East Coast, from the southern states right up to the north. And we're really just focusing on making sure our clients get the best. Now, some of the starting questions I'd like to begin with is, what are the biggest challenges when it comes to marketing? Now, some people say, getting leads is a tricky thing. The leads are terrible quality, or these people want prices that out of their mind just don't fit with the economy and where things are at. But I want to kind of challenge some of that thinking today. Yeah, not enough leads is the most common thing. Low lead quality, as I said, and the other one is the lead costs are too high, or your return on investment is just not working for you. So today, looking at the automation side of things, it can actually help every step of these issues in a business. And clear tracking for the return on investment. Clearly, if you don't have that in place, it's not going to be able to tell you what's working and what isn't working. Too many options is another one too. Where do we start? What type of marketing do we do? This person is saying we need to do this. We get people cold calling us, telling us our website isn't ranking and things like that. We see what other people are trying and doing, and do we need to do it ourselves? Do we have the investment to put towards something else? But it could be one of these different areas here. So here's just a breakdown of some of the different online ways you can drive leads to your business. So we have SEO, the function, the core of it getting found by Google searches. So your website, your Google business profile are key for that. Then you might have some paid ads running in terms of Google ads, Google local services ads. Perhaps it's on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. And then you have your lead providers, Thumbtack and Home Advisor. And then down in the bottom right corner there, you have your referral network. So what most people would say, this is our word of mouth. And I often hear that. A lot of businesses I'm speaking to might say, we get business through word of mouth. Well, my question to word of mouth is, when is your next referral coming? And that's it. You don't know. But if you start opening up channels and you're doing business the right way, you're looking after your customers, you then start to get these word of mouth referrals coming from those people as well. You get this compounding effect. So whichever of these channels you're using, make sure you're maximizing it. And when we talk about that, the automation side of things, we're all about maximizing conversion here. So here is really the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge facing contractors in the outdoor living industry is the unconverted leads. And this could be people who contact you the first time, maybe the phone call gets missed. You try and call back, you can't get hold of that person. What if you had something in the middle to make sure that wasn't happening? What if you had some sort of automated follow-up for those phone calls you missed? Ideally, no phone calls get missed, because your chances of closing that person drop dramatically if that's the case. But what happens? What happens to the people who submit something through your website or social media? Where does that project inquiry go? After hours, do you have the ability to get people to contact you after hours? Or again, does it just go to a voicemail and then you have to manually follow up? Or perhaps you have a database of all the people that have contacted you in the past who haven't turned into paying customers. Or perhaps you did a project a few years ago. Those leads now have the ability to be converted again if you have the right systems in place, if you have the right automations in place to make the most of it. So today we're going to dive into that. So here's some statistics, alarming statistics about these businesses here that have this. So 50 to 60% is what we see of inbound people leave unconverted. So what that means is 50 to 60% of the people who visit your website, look at your Google business profile, go to your social media profiles, look at your reviews, look at your projects, they're leaving unconverted, which means they're not reaching out to you. And maybe it's an intentional thing. They decided it wasn't the right time. Maybe you weren't the right business they wanted to work with based on what they saw. Or perhaps they just got distracted and caught up in the moment, gone, and they forget about it. Web forms, and then the other really important thing to look at, 90% of web forms fail to convert. So this is just one of those text box forms you see on a website where people put the details in, send it off, and they might do that to multiple companies. Maybe they do that with Angie or something like that, and it gets sent out to you that way. But they are such a goldmine for potential with automations. Now, let's just talk on the lead follow-up side of things again. So the leads that aren't followed up immediately, that chance of converting them drops so quickly. So we call it a cold lead. When there's a lead that's not followed up within 15 minutes, then it's almost like you lost that opportunity to get that person even in your business. If you have some information about them, perhaps they go into your database. But again, do you have a system that's following up with them? And the statistics we're seeing, particularly in this economic climate and the way businesses are moving and the changes in AI and customer services, that you need to follow up with someone 5 to 7 times before you can get the booking there. And that could be multiple conversations, or it could be multiple reach outs through a variety of methods, text, phone, email, before you actually get hold of that person. People are busy. And people who are wanting projects like this done in the landscape hardscape space, usually it's not something that is an emergency, fully top of mind for them. It's a bigger purchase in most cases. So these people need to be nurtured through. They need to be talked through and helped out in the right way. We can automate a lot of that. So a lot of people today, they actually prefer the text message over the phone call or email. And that's it, because it's quick and easy. And people, we have our phones in our hands most of the time. So just to put this through and to respond to someone, a quick message is great. That really works that way. So here are some of the solutions. So for your business to make the most of these inquiries coming through, leverage automation to make sure that you have some sort of follow-up in place. Do a check in your business just now. Think through. We as marketers, we call it the customer journey. Think through what happens when someone calls you right now. What happens if they text the number that's online? What happens if they submit something through your website? What happens if they message you on social media? Just do a quick check yourself. And hopefully you have an idea of what that process is, but just think through what have you done? What have you tried? What aren't you sure of even works? And the key, bare minimum key is that those people, if they can't reach you directly for a phone call, there is a text message sent out to them. Those people are followed up. If they respond to the text message, there is someone on the other end to either message them back or automation in place to do that multiple times. Those touch points are really key for someone trusting your business. If they have trust in your communication at this stage, then they're so much more likely to trust that when you're actually out on the job site doing the work, that you're going to be the right company they chose. Now, we'll touch on this because this other area you can see it's highlighted on the slide here. AI has clearly changed a lot of the world right now, and it's rapidly changing things. There is automations available with AI today that were not available over a year ago. And what I'm talking about, the first step is an AI chatbot. So an AI chatbot can be done a few ways, but the most basic way is that if a customer messages you, you can actually have a text response coming from a chatbot to ask them questions, even to book you in a time with their calendar if you want. So they can ask for their address, their contact details. They can ask them what type of project they want. That can go into your system, And then if you're the type of business you've got things connected to a Google Calendar or something like that, the chatbot can ask this person, when is a good time for a phone call or when is a good time for a site visit to go out and do your quote. That's the chatbot side of things. That's already fully in process, and we have that. We use that in our business. We have clients that are using that service. The next step, which is really just new, as in a couple of months into working, is an AI voice calling or answering service. So this AI voice, the answering service, can do all those things that the chatbot that I just mentioned. They can speak to the lead and find out the details of what they're looking for. Imagine having your business to be open 24/7 and someone can call 9 p.m., even midnight, 2 in the morning. They want to talk about their project. They want to do something. I'm not saying this is a ton of people, but here's a potential. And they call your phone number and it gets routed to the AI voice, and that chat feature will find out what that person needs. Again, they can do the booking side of things. Why that's so powerful is because if you're one of the only businesses open around the area, one, it helps with SEO. Your business is going to show up on Google Maps more than others if you're open when people are searching and other businesses are closed. But imagine what this person is thinking when there is a business operating this way. What else does the rest of the business like? This great system, this great communication is here in place. Then what else you might do must be of good quality as well. So this is here. This is available. So that is the possibility there. Now, the other part of this is outbound calling, which means the AI can actually call and follow up with the lead. Perhaps you've messaged them or there's an automation in place that's reached out to them, but there's been no response. That AI voice can actually call that person the next day or when you choose and speak to them again, find that out. And while you might be busy working on some other part of your day, working on the business, driving, managing things, this chatbot can be doing that as an automation. So this is what's possible today with automations. Now, let's dive into some of the figures behind this, because it's all well and good to explain how this works. However, you're in business to make money. Let's look at a scenario. So let's take this first situation. Say you have 30 leads come through for some outdoor construction projects. I'm not putting a time frame on this because wherever your business is at, this could be a very short time frame. This could be a longer time frame that you're getting these leads. But if you're converting at 30%, which is kind of like the average, you don't have any follow up. You're only booking 9 jobs at 30%. Average ticket price, we're just using 12.5 grand for this. Then your revenue increase there is $112,500. What if with automations in place, you can push that up to 70% conversion? What do you think some of these numbers are going to be? Same amount of leads, whatever channels, whatever marketing you've paid for, whatever boots on the ground work you've done, that stays the same. That cost doesn't change. You have automated follow-up in place. You're now booking 21 jobs, 21 jobs with a 70% conversion. That ticket price is incorrect. It should be $12.50, but compare the cost, the revenue. You've over more and above doubled the potential revenue there. In this case, 140 grand. What is it worth for you to make 140 grand extra? These automation costs are not a lot, and they're not hugely needed to be managed once they're in place. But 140 grand, what would you pay for that? Have a think about what this service is worth. Have a think about what the service is costing you by not having something like this implemented. Because there is so much potential in your business that you might not even have realized, which is the whole purpose of this webinar, to help you see that. Money in the bank. Every lead becomes exponentially more valuable. Okay, quick key takeaways. Take a moment, think through some of what I've said here, put a number on it. What would that type of service be worth to you? Okay. Now, some of the things we learned from that section there is make it easy for your customer. How do they want to engage? SMS, messages on their phone. Whether it's automation or chatbot or the bare basic manual way. Either you have someone or someone in the office is doing that. Follow up quickly, making sure there is a method to do that. Here's why, just a reminder. 15 minutes go by, your lead is cold. Within 5 minutes of follow-up, the statistics we're seeing is 21 times more effective than calling after 30 minutes. Again, how much money is being left on the table in your business by not having this? After 5 minutes, the odds of qualifying drop to 80%, and 50% of people go with the company that responds to them first. Contractors have such a negative reputation for lack of communication, follow up, not showing up when they said they would, not answering their phone. So many of your leads and prospects are at the stage of, if this company can't even answer their phone, what are they going to be like when they're working with us? That first impression is so key. You can get someone on the phone by answering it and put them at ease that you're a customer, you're a contractor who cares about the customer and has your business processes in check. 50% of the time is the statistic there that they're going to pick you for the job. That really takes you out of this thought pattern of they just want the cheapest price. You're going to get those customers. You're going to get those inquiries. People want someone they can trust. Here's how you do it. Leverage automation. Okay. Now, ideally, anyone who emails or gets an SMS from you within 30 seconds, they get a response back, either email response, a phone call, text message back. But ideally, a phone call within 5 minutes back from the company. One of our clients, their goal is they want the phone call there within 5 minutes. That is a great goal, and that's going to help you close more business. Then the quantity. Every lead's followed up at least 7 times via those methods that we talked about there until they book or until they tell you they're not interested. If they hadn't reached out to you in the first place, they've reached out to you for a reason. Make the most of it. Okay, this is a quick overview of just a flow chart of some of our systems here as well. But it just shows you what we have in place. This is just the architecture framework of it, of where people are going once they submit things to our clients, where we have the system set up for them. Now, do a reality check with your business. Are people getting something back within 30 seconds of contacting you? How quickly does someone get a phone call once they reach out to your business? Whether that's a missed phone call or they submitted something, how quickly? Do you know the number? What is your goal number? Let's go back to these numbers. This is what it's worth to get this going. So if you take nothing else from this webinar, look at the numbers like this, and the numbers here are going to be pretty similar for uh, a lot of businesses. It's going to be a multiple effect. The bigger your business grows, but the loss potential in terms of what your annual revenue is going to be within this, like, over double you get with the proper automated follow up. So again, when's the best time to plant a tree? Yesterday. When's the second best time? Today. If you don't have something in place, now is the day to get something running for your business. Okay, how to implement it. I'm going to jump to this. We've created a system to implement this for ourselves. We use it in our business and for our clients. So we will get this plugged into your business for you. There'll be a support team that'll look at your systems, your processes, and fit it into whatever you've got going so far. But those automations will be set up so that you're not having to be tech heavy, figuring it all out yourself, but it's in place and running in your business. And once that's done, you can focus on other areas of your business. You can focus on the sales side, getting that person to the appointment, getting them on the phone, getting those details and following up in that way, the human follow-up side of things. The automations can take care of so much for you. So the AI side, as I said, imagine having an AI assistant who's doing the text and response for you, is analyzing what these people are texting back and responding to them accordingly, gathering more project detail, booking into the calendar. This is possible. Imagine having that AI call them and follow up with them, booking into the calendar. This is now possible too with the system that's set up here. So if you're interested in this, we have an interactive demo we can run through this with your business. So all you have to do is just you go to our website, go to the schedule page, book in that time, and we'll take a deep dive into what you're doing in your business. We'll show you a demo of how these things work, of how it can just maximize what you're doing. And I guarantee you that the program pricing we have for this, I showed the number, the potential lost revenue is 140 grand. Again, what's that worth to you? What's that worth to get it fixed? Is it worth waiting another week, a month, another year, knowing that you're leaving that much money on the table? Or is this something to get started on today? If it is, reach out to us, go to our website, schedule there. You can actually speak to the chat widget on our website, and there's an automation there that'll kick in if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking with you soon. Wish you all the best with your business. And just to reiterate, there is so much potential for you to do this. You can be at the leading edge of companies in your area doing this in your industry by implementing this. And they're going to be so far behind when you've got this up and running. Your leads are going to be so appreciative and so wowed by what you've got going on, then your deals are going to be able to be closed even easier. Thank you. Josh Blakely, Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. Have a great day.